When I grow up, I want to be an astronaut. When I get married, I'd like to have 2 children. My heart's desire is to see my daddy. I don't want to answer that.
This is no ordinary outing at the zoo. It's a very special occasion. We've brought these children together for the very first time. They're like any other children, except that they come from startlingly different backgrounds. We brought these children together because we wanted a glimpse of England in the year 2000. The shop steward and the executive of the year 2000 are now 7 years old.
In 1964, World in Action made 7 Up, and we've been back to film these children every 7 years. They are now 49.
Is it important to fight? Yes.
Tony was brought up in the East End of London.
I want to be a jockey when I grow up. Yeah, I want to be a jockey when I grow up.
At 14, he was already an apprentice at Tommy Gosling's racing stable at Epsom. At 15, he'd left school.
This is a photo finish when I rode at Newbury. I'm the one with the white cap. I was beating a length and half a third and had a photo finish.
Do you regret not making it?
Well, I would have given my right arm at the time to become a jockey. But now, well, I wasn't good enough.
What will you do if you don't make it as a jockey?
I don't know. If I knew I couldn't be one, I'd get out of the game. Don't bother.
Well, what do you think you would do then?
Learn on taxes.
At 21, he was on the knowledge, and by 28, he owned his own cab.
It's surprising who you pick up, you see. I once met Kojak, I picked him up, and Warren Mitchell, Alf Garner, you know.
Have you got a girlfriend?
Nope.
Would you like to have a girlfriend?
Nope.
You understand 4Fs? Find them, feed them, and forget them. But for the other F, I'll let you use your own discrimination. I mean, this one, I tried to do the 3Fs, but I couldn't forget her.
I went to a discotheque. He was in the pub earlier on, and that afterwards we went to a discotheque and Tony was down there. And I just, from there, that was it. Couldn't get rid of him.
We have our ups and downs, no more than anyone else.
I think you've got to work at a marriage. I think all marriages go through stages. You can't stand each other. You go through, you know, I think, oh God, I hate him. I wish he'd get out. I do.
We've been to the edge of the cliff and looked over a couple of times, and we've always seemed to sort of go back, and we've sort of stayed the course. But I must say, I mean, it's not easy being married.
By 42, Tony and Debbie had left the East End and moved to Woodford in Essex.
We were going to put a conservatory here. If you look along here, we'll put a patio in and the pond for the fish. But the only thing I ever done was I planted them 3 trees. Well, since you was last here, Michael, we had small trees, if you remember. Now they've sort of grown a bit.
So why are the trees singed?
We was burning some rubbish at the back. It set light to the tree, and there we all were, sort of like throwing all buckets of water over it, and sadly enough, it's singed the tree.
At 49, they'd taken out a second mortgage on the London house and sunk the money in a holiday home in Spain.
I'm very pleased with the house. I said the progress we made in the little space of time that we've had to work here and get it all sort of ship-shape, I think it's done, really, to the testament of my wife, Debbie.
As per usual.
Well, Debbie went to the furniture shop and she sort of picked all the furniture. It's all, what you see is all Debbie's choice of furniture and her really sort of style. The floor, we were led to believe that we had a choice of tiling, whether it's a light beige or a light brown.
That's the first I've heard that we had a choice.
Yeah.
Because I would have had plain.
Well, I've just gone into the neighbour's house and they've got all plain.
Well, there you go.
And I asked him, and he said it was the choice that we had when we suggested to buy it. So that was where the mistake was made.
Because you don't listen.
Say that again?
You don't listen.
Can't hear you.
Tony and Debbie still work as London cabbies.
We sold our cabs because we're going to spend more time out here, so it's not really conducive to own the cab, is it?
No.
Because the cab will be left out on the drive, or, you know, it's pointless. So we just hired a cab independently now.
I'm working harder now than what I've